Well, Joe Biden has done it. He has scoured the entire world and found the villains responsible for the record high gas prices that are crippling families and businesses in the United States and around the world. But who are these people, and are they really to blame? Let's find out as we go busting the narrative. Now, first let me say that Vladimir Putin's reputation around the world is so low that he could give bouquets of flowers to a room full of young women and it would still look like he had just run over their puppies. So it is no surprise that Joe Biden's first port of call when he went looking for someone to blame for the appallingly high gas prices in the U.S. was, indeed, the Gremlin in the Kremlin.
Putin's war is already hurting American families at the gas pump. Since Putin began his military buildup on Ukrainian borders, just since then, the price of the gas at the pump in America went up 75 cents.
How much was that, Mr. President? 75 cents? Well, as this graph shows, gas prices hit a 5-year low of $1.87 during Donald Trump's final year in office and have been rising steadily from $2.20 a gallon when Biden won the election in November 2020 to $4.20 today, although much higher in many parts of the country, a trend that analysts will say will continue for the foreseeable future. So if Putin is to blame for the last 75 cents of this rise, who is to blame for the rest? Well, Uncle Joe threw another dart at the board this week and landed on greedy corporations. Just listen as geriatric Joe goes for the jugular of these evil giants.
Now, let me say this. To the oil and gas companies and to the finance firms that back them, we understand Putin's war against the people of Ukraine is causing prices to rise. We get that. That's self-evident. But, it's no excuse to exercise excessive price increases or padding profits or any kind of effort to exploit this situation or American consumers, exploit them.
Can you imagine the executives of oil and finance companies gathering in boardrooms around Wall Street and down in Texas, quaking in their boots as their shameless profiteering is exposed by the most popular president in U.S. history? 81 million votes, people. Or the relief felt by a single mom in, say, California, where regular gas is now almost $7 and climbing at some stations, knowing that she will soon be able to afford food for her kids again, now that Uncle Joe has called out the people responsible for the extortionate price she's paying for gas at the pump. And what's even more reassuring is that, according to Joe, none of this at all is his fault.
It's simply not true that my administration or policies are holding back domestic energy production. That's simply not true.
Hang on a second. Didn't Joe Biden shut down construction of the Keystone Pipeline from Canada to Texas on his first day in office? And wasn't it so important to stop drilling for fossil fuels at home because, something about the weather changing?
On his first day in office, President Biden ordered a pause on new leases for oil and gas drilling.
And we're going to combat climate change in a way that we haven't done so far.
Now, though, having identified Putin as the main villain in this gasoline drama, Joe Biden has been compelled to act. And this week he finally did, banning imports of Russian oil and gas to the U.S. But surely this is only going to push gas prices in the U.S. and around the world even higher than they are now, again creating more profits for Putin in those markets where he can sell his black gold. And of course also creating more profits for Venezuela and Iran, who we are buying gas from for the United States. Now, of course, there is an easy way to both reduce the pain at the pump and increase the pain on Vladimir Putin's wallet. It's pretty simple. Increase production. Restart the Keystone Pipeline and abandon all of these ridiculous Green New Deal dreams that want to see all of us forced into electric golf buggies. Now I hear what you're saying. James, it takes years to restart oil wells. Getting a Keystone going would be impossible and make no difference anyway. That's nice, but it's a little early to start trying on those Halloween Jen Psaki costumes, guys. Look, even if it took years to re-up American oil production, markets respond to signals in the here and now. But the longer this administration goes on, the more out of touch it becomes. Biden's Transport Secretary Pete Buttigieg announced this week a suite of policies to facilitate the transition to electric cars, which are less vulnerable to the flow-on effects of wars between oil-producing nations.
Clean transportation can bring significant cost savings for the American people as well.
Believe it or not, Donald Trump predicted this way back in 2020.
And you're paying, what, $2 a gallon for your gasoline? That's okay. You know what that's like? That's like a tax cut. That's bigger than a tax cut. If Biden got in, you'd be paying $7, $8, $9. Then they say, get rid of your car.
Elitist entertainers already did that.
I'm willing to pay $4 a gallon. Hell, I'll pay $15 a gallon because I drive a Tesla.
But the fact is, Biden and his administration look at higher gas prices not as a bug, but a feature. This week, U.S. EPA Administrator Michael Regan let the cat out of the bag when in a public meeting, he proposed limits on new buses and large trucks to curb their greenhouse gas emissions by up to 90% over the next decade. What did he say?
We're pressing the accelerator to reach a zero emissions future sooner than most people thought.
For Regan and his ilk, higher prices are a good thing because they get you out of your gas-guzzling car and into an expensive electric vehicle sooner. Thanks for watching. If you want to support this channel, please like, share, and comment below. See you next week for more Busting the Narrative.